am Dr. Kay Fontana, life force coach and grief recovery specialist, and I am deeply familiar with the pain of loss, having experienced many throughout my life. At just 9 years old, I lost my brother to cancer and witnessed my parents' immense grief, which was unbearable. Years later, my mother lost her battle with Alzheimer's, and then my father was diagnosed with cancer and passed away a week after his diagnosis. Most recently, in January 2023, I experienced the devastating loss of my husband and soulmate of 40 years due to multiple health issues. In between were countless other losses, including family members, friends, co-workers, beloved pets, and even finances. However, I turned my pain into my purpose and passion to share strategies to help you get through your darkest days and navigate the complexities of grief. This is the Healing Our Grieving Hearts podcast. In today's episode, we're exploring grief and minimalism, letting go of physical possessions. In episode 60, my guest offered heartfelt guidance around the emotional complexity of parting with a spouse's belongings, especially when it feels rushed or done to make space for someone else. Today, I want to take you on a more personal, gentle journey, one that invites you to listen inward and honor your own timing as you consider what to keep, what to release, and how to let go with love. When we lose someone we love, especially a partner or soulmate, the physical world suddenly feels heavier. Their clothes in the closet, the coffee mug they always use, the book that they never finished. These items hold memories, energy, and emotion. In grief, we often cling to these things, not because we need the object itself, but because we're afraid that letting it go means letting go of them, which is a deeply human response. After my husband passed away 2.5 years ago, there were some things I felt ready to let go of, like his coffee maker, most of his clothes and shoes, and a few odds and ends around the house. Those items didn't carry much emotional weight for me. They weren't tied to memories or moments that defined who he was to me. But there were other things, like the items he collected from our travels and screen-printed t-shirts that represented his favorite bands, sport teams, and hobbies, and collector baseballs from his favorite team that were harder to release. I've chosen to keep some of them for now, and I've made peace with that. Letting go doesn't have to happen all at once. When the time feels right, I'll know. Grief moves at its own pace, and so does healing. Let me just say this. If you are not ready to release anything, that's okay. There is no rush. There is no right time. The things we hold on to can feel like anchors, but sometimes they're also buoys, keeping us afloat for a little while longer. But over time, you may notice that some of these things begin to weigh you down. You might open a drawer and walk into a room and feel tension instead of peace. That's your body's way of letting you know that something may be ready to shift. Objects are like bookmarks of our love stories. They mark a page, a moment, a memory, but they are not the story itself. You are the one carrying that story forward. Now, when we hear the word minimalism, we often think of stark white spaces or getting rid of everything we own so we can move into a tiny home. But that's not what I'm talking about here. Minimalism in grief is not about stripping away memories. It's about making gentle choices to keep what supports your healing and to release what no longer resonates with the life you're building now. It's the process of asking, does this still bring me love? Or does this now bring me pain? And being brave enough to listen to the answer. When we start to release physical items, we create emotional and energetic space. We breathe a little deeper. The room feels lighter. And in that space, something new, peace, clarity, even joy, has room to grow. Letting go doesn't mean letting go of them. It means choosing how their memory lives with you. It can be a single item on a memory altar. It can be a story you tell, a sound you play, a scent that reminds you of them. This is about honoring the love, not drowning in the loss. Letting go is not a single act, it's a practice. A tender, intentional process that asks us to check in with our hearts, not just our hands. Letting go of the physical things that our loved one left behind is never really about the things. It's about the meaning woven into them, the story, the energy, the love. This process isn't linear either. It's not something you schedule or complete. It's something you move with, like breath, like grief, like healing itself. So today I offer you a handful of gentle, sacred practices. Choose what speaks to your heart. Gather a few meaningful items, a photo, a letter, something they wrote, they wore, or touched. Instead of spreading their memory across every corner, bring it into a single space of honor. An altar or a box becomes a container for remembrance, a soft boundary that holds love without overwhelming you. I have an altar set up in my bedroom, as well as a couple boxes of keepsakes with photos that I can open up when I feel nostalgic. Before you begin, play a healing bowl or chime. If you don't have either one, there are phone apps that play various bowl, chime, and gong sounds. One is called Insight Timer that I often use in meditation. Let the sound set the tone and intention. Let the vibration clear away tension and invite peace into the space. Sound isn't just heard, it's felt. Choose one item, just one. Hold it in your hands and breathe. When you're ready, write to it. Ask yourself, what memories does it hold? What did it represent? What are you afraid of losing if you let it go? Then, and only if it feels right, thank the item, bless it, and release it. You can donate it, bury it, give it to someone, or simply let it go with a deep exhale. Light a candle. Sit in silence. Touch each item as if you're touching a memory. Breathe deeply between decisions. This isn't spring cleaning, it's soul tending. You're not erasing, you're choosing. You're not forgetting, you're creating space to remember differently. When the time feels right, sit down with your journal and write. What memories does this item hold for me? What emotions arise when I see or touch it? Is this something that supports my healing or keeps me stuck in pain? If I let this go, what might I be making room for? How else can I honor this memory in a way that brings me peace? Let the answers flow without judgment. Let your heart speak first. To close, you might speak this aloud or whisper it within. I release what no longer serves my healing. I carry love, not weight. What was shared is eternal, and I am free to move forward with grace. So in this episode of the Healing Our Grieving Hearts podcast, we explored grief and minimalism, letting go of physical possessions, and how gentle minimalism can support healing. Through stories, reflection, and soothing practices, we honor the deep attachment we often feel to our loved ones' belongings and offer tools for letting go with love, not guilt. From creating a memory altar to using sound healing as a clearing ritual, this episode invites you to take one small sacred step towards spaciousness. You'll also receive a journaling prompt and affirmation guide to process and remind you are not letting go of love. You're simply choosing how to carry it forward. As you move forward, remember, letting go is not a measure of love lost. It's an act of love for yourself and the life you're still shaping. Take your time, trust your heart, and know that every item you release creates space for healing, for peace, and for the new ways to carry the love that remains. The mission of Healing Our Grieving Hearts is to help women who have lost their spouse or soulmate navigate through loss and find purpose through grief recovery, energy healing, and spiritual support. To receive helpful tips on coping with grief and finding happiness for widows, go to purpose.healingourgrievinghearts.com, where you can download both for free. To follow me on Facebook, go to facebook.com/k.fontana. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Healing Our Grieving Hearts podcast. Remember, you are not alone in your grief, and your experiences and emotions are valid. Join me next Saturday at 10 a.m. Arizona time as we continue to explore the human experience and exploring the connection between grief and intuition. Until then, be kind to yourself.